What is going on, everybody? Zionic here, and in today's video we are going to test out Alakazam in the Ultra League. Alakazam recently had a community day where it got the fast move of Counter as a new move, so we're going to try it out in the Ultra League. If you guys haven't seen the Great League video yet, link popping up right here where I test it out in Great League. But today we are bringing Articuno with Ice Shard, Ancient Power, and Icy Wind, Alakazam with Counter, Shadow Ball, and Fire Punch, and Swampert with Mud Shot, Hydro Cannon, and Earthquake. All right, getting into game one here. Articuno on the lead, and hopefully we don't run into a Registeel, but of course, game one, Ultra League, we are running into Registeel, which is what we don't want to see. So we're going into Swampert on the safe switch, hoping to draw out maybe a Giratina like we do, which is great. We're going to go ahead and go straight for Earthquake. Earthquake is definitely the better move to be used against Giratina because they'll be resisting that Hydro Cannon, where Earthquake does neutral and does just about 50% health. So we're not going to shield right here. Dragon Claw or none of the charge moves basically from Giratina would take us out from this range. So we're going to go ahead and build up. Now I go for Hydro Cannon instead of Earthquake. I could have gone for Earthquake right there. I really need to pressure shields and health. But instead I go for Hydro Cannon, which I think was a critical mistake. We're not going to shield right here. I can survive and get off another Hydro Cannon, which is going to be the goal right here, is to get another shield. So we go for Hydro Cannon right here, and I'm thinking, you know what, I might actually be able to get off two if they decide to shield right here. It's going to be really close, which they do shield, but we're not able to get off the second one. So we're going to bring back in Articuno right here, start farming down. We're not going to shield right here, even if it was Ancient Power. That's okay. I need to save my shields for this Alakazam, hopefully to sweep endgame. So we're just going to farm down for energy. I know the Registeel is coming back in, and I know it's going to swap out when I swap to Alakazam, which is why I'm not going to go for the Icy Wind. I'm going to save that, and we're going to go right into our Alakazam, start doing super effective damage with that counter, and they bring in a Lapras. And right here, I'm like, you know what? I could do this. Let's get off this Fire Punch for a shield bait. If we get the shield, I think we are set. We get the shield, which is fantastic. Charge move coming through. We have to shield on Alakazam. He is very, very squishy. And now it's just going to be a race to Shadow Ball. Can we get to the Shadow Ball in time? We can get to the Shadow Ball in time just as they're able to get off a Surf. And I'm just like, you know what? This is perfect. We are about to sweep with Alakazam. Nope. Shadow Ball did not finish off the Lapras, which makes me have to use my final shield, which means Registeel is going to one-shot me when it comes back in, and the second it comes back in, my switch timer comes up, but he gets off the charge move right away, and that's GG's. You guys know what's going to happen right here. Alakazam is going to get absolutely destroyed, and then Articuno is, I don't even know why I go for Icy Wind right here. I just literally drawed out the game even more because we're not going to take out the Registeel. The Registeel is too thick. But as you guys saw there, it was very close in game one, even though we lost lead. I think if I would have made a different decision of going for Earthquake over Hydro Cannon, that could have changed the matchup. You know, so it's so tough. But good games right there, and we're going to go ahead and move into game two. So I'm starting to see a little bit of potential with Alakazam when it comes to the Ultra League, but you have to be on point with all your decisions, all your switches, the moves that you use. It really has to line up. So now we have Articuno versus Articuno on the lead right here. And my opponent does a great job of actually going for Ancient Power instead of the Icy Wind right here. I go for Icy Wind hoping I can win the CMP tie, but I don't. My opponent goes for Ancient Power, which does super effective damage. So great call by them because I tried to go for Icy Wind to get the debuff. But we do get a shield right here with the Icy Wind, which is great. But we are behind. I'm going to have our attack lowered basically because we're going to try to go for Ancient Power. We lose CMP again. I'm going to go ahead and not shield right here. I don't think it's going to be an Ancient Power, which it is an Icy Wind. And we get off our own Ancient Power. But because our attack is lowered, it's not going to do as much damage. So I decide to now swap into my Swampert right here. Critical error, maybe. But we're going to see Giratina come in. We're going to go straight for Earthquake. We are in a 2-to-1 shield situation, and I want to punish this Giratina altered right here. So we get 50% of the health, which is great. Charge move coming through. We're not going to shield. And I'm thinking, you know what? If they have a Registeel in the back, I want Alakazam to sweep. I really want to make this happen. I want to try to showcase it. And this time we go for the Earthquake, whereas last time we went for the Hydro Cannon. But this time we do get the shield, which is actually good. Now we're in a 2-0 shield situation. I'm okay with letting the Swampert go down right here. And I think my Articuno has more health than it does, but he under farms right there. So really smart play by him. I'm going to bring in my Articuno, but I have way less health than I thought I did. So now it is up to Alakazam, and he's facing off against his hardest counter. But thankfully it's Dragon Breath. If it was Shadow Claw, it'd be terrible. We're going to go ahead and shield right here. We're going to try to farm down, but I know that's likely not going to happen, so I'm going to have to use a Fire Punch. Fire Punch is going to be resisted, and Giratina Altered is thick, so we'll have to see if it takes it out. It doesn't, and it's able to get off a charge move. I'm like, Lord, please just let me have this for once. I just want to sweep with Alakazam here. We see the swap now into Articuno, so I'm going to have to go for Fire Punch, but I don't get it in time. They get off an Icy Wind, and that is going to be GG's. Oh, man. We almost had it there. Again, my Articuno had lower attack, which is why I was losing those CMP ties, which happens. But we're going to try our best to get an Alakazam win here. So game 1 was close. Game 2 was close-ish. It didn't look close-ish, but if I got off the charge moves, it could have definitely been a lot closer. But Articuno versus Giratina Altered. Yes, this is what we want. This is what we need. We see Registeel. We go into Alakazam. I'm like, this is it. This is the game. We cannot F this up. We can beat this Registeel. So we're going to go ahead and shield. We're going to be going for these Fire Punches and absolutely destroy this Registeel. So we're going to build up a little bit, go for the Fire Punch, and let's see how this Alakazam does against Registeel. Does quite a bit of damage. Actually, it got it really, really low. So instead of going for another charge move, I'm basically going to shield right here. Flash Cannon would take us out, I think, from this range. Honestly, it's going to do so much damage. And then we are going to farm down. Now, Giratina Origin, or Alter, I should say, is coming back in. We're going to go for the shield bait. I'm like, if we can get the shield bait right here and then go for the Shadow Ball, this is going to be so beautiful. We're going to start farming. We're going to go for another Fire Punch to bait him again. I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe he's going to go 2 shields, and then maybe I can go into Swampert. He doesn't shield, so now we're going to go into the Articuno. We're going to go for the Icy Wind, but we don't get it in time. We still have Alakazam in the back. We have Swampert in the back, and we have our Articuno here. We're able to get off the Icy Wind versus the Giratina Altered. And I'm just kind of worried about what they have in the back. I'm like, what is it? What do they have? So another charge move coming through. Again, we don't have any shields, so we can't shield. But we are going to be able to destroy this Giratina Altered. We are going to farm down for energy. I need all the energy I can get. I'm not going to use a charge move to finish it off because whatever's in the back, I need to be able to get off basically 2 Icy Winds before I go down so that I can guarantee a win. And it's a Meganium. I'm like, okay, this is kind of tough because Articuno is very low, and then Swampert's going to get one shot. They still had a shield, and I'm like, oh no, and Alakazam is low. I have no shields, and there's a best buddy Meganium on the field. So we're just going to go into our Alakazam right here, go for the Fire Punch. We get the Fire Punch in time, high attack on the Alakazam, so able to win the CMP tie. This is going to be doing super effective damage. Yes, okay, alright, now it's up to Swampert. Swampert can beat Meganium to a charge move because Hydro Cannon is amazing. So we are going to go for the Hydro Cannon right here. We are going to risk it, we're going to go for it, and we get the Hydro Cannon just before they're able to get off the Frenzy Plant right here. The Hydro Cannon will be finishing off the Meganium there, and then Giratina Altered coming in, and my opponent decides to surrender. So we got to win. We did it. We won a game with Alakazam, but I'm telling you, it's tough. It is very, very tough. It's not forgiving. It's very finicky. You have to do everything perfect. You have to line up good matchups. There's really not a lot of room for forgiveness with this team. So Articuno lead versus Armored Mewtwo. Okay, so I gotta watch out for the Rock Slide, but Armored Mewtwo can have so many moves. They typically run with Psystrike and Dynamic Punch or Earthquake. Rock Slide is there, but I'm thinking, you know what? Since I'm getting off this Icy Wind right here, I'm gonna go ahead and let him hit me with a charge move. Even if it is a Rock Slide, I think we can survive. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it hit me, and we'll have to see what happens here. So it is a Rock Slide. Super effective damage, and then we're going to try to get to another Icy Wind right here before we go down. So we do get the Icy Wind now, but he is farming us for energy, which is really, really bad. And I believe I let him finish me off right here because I'm going to bring in Swampert, I think. I think I bring in Swampert. No, I bring in the Alakazam. I bring in the Alakazam right here, get ahead on energy. We have Alolan Muck come in, and this is where I make my mistake. I decide, why am I not switching? I should have switched right away. That was a bad choice, but we still get Alolan Muck low, and now I come into Swampert. I should have gone into Swampert right away. Dark Pulse is going to do quite a bit of damage to us, but I think we can manage this because he's within Hydro Cannon range pretty much, so we're just going to go for Hydro Cannon. If it lands, he's going to be very low, and we basically finish off with Mud Shot. If he shields, we're going to start shielding in kind. Now he is getting off the Dark Pulse, and I don't know why, but I decide not to shield. And I'm like, I'm really relying on Alakazam to just want to sweep this game. I'm like, Alakazam's going to do it. I believe in Alakazam. We get his second shield. Alakazam, I'm like, he is going to sweep this whole team. This is going to be the most beautiful video of all time. Alakazam can do it. We can shield right here. I don't care if this is a, snarl damage coming at me. We can do this. We're just going to farm down. He swaps out into Typhlosion with Shadow Claw. And I go for the Shadow Ball. I'm like, see you later, Typhlosion. Nice knowing ya. This is going to be over. Nope, we don't finish him. Shadow Claw's going to rip us apart. GG's. I should have shielded on my Swampert, kept him alive, but I risked it for the biscuit to make Alakazam sweep, and we lost there. So game 4, we lose there. So 1-3 right now. Not doing too good. Definitely don't rely on Alakazam, as you guys are seeing. I'm really trying to rely on it, trying to amp up its capabilities and try to sweep teams with it, but it's not working. Swampert can sweep teams, guys. Invest in Swampert if you haven't already. Another fantastic lead. I'm like, can't F this up. We got Articuno versus Togekiss. In comes Armored Mewtwo. Out comes Alakazam. This is beautiful. I can go for Fire Punch bait and then go for the Shadow Ball. Psystrike is going to be resisted, so I think I can survive this, and this is where my lack of depth and knowledge with the Alakazam. As you can see, we resist it. So I'm going to go for the Fire Punch here for the Shield bait. But as you guys are going to see, the depth of knowledge, this was a learning experience right here. We are able to get the Shield. I'm like, I can get off the Shadow Ball. Good to go. Nope, we don't survive long enough to get off the Shadow Ball. So you have to go in the mirrors, or mirrors with shields, if I should say. So against Armored Mewtwo there, we should have gone shield for shield, basically. Now we're going to bring in the Swampert to try to clean up, but yeah, things are tough. They have Psystrike. It's going to do quite a bit of damage, so we're going to have to start shielding. We're going to build up, and he's actually able to get to another Psystrike here. So this is not good for us. We have to double shield right now. We still have Togekiss to worry about and a third Pokemon that we don't know what it is. So we're going to go straight into Articuno, as he did give up switch advantage, which is I'm perfectly fine with. We have loaded energy on our Swampert, and Swampert has the capability to sweep end games. Alakazam doesn't. Which is perfectly fine with me. So hopefully we can finish off before they get to a charge move, which we do. This is beautiful. I can go straight for Icy Wind on whatever comes in. And it's going to be Poliwrath. I'm like, really? Poliwrath of all things. I'm going to have a tough time right here. Even though I have loaded energy on my Swampert, the Dynamic Punch is actually going to, I think it takes us out right here. No, I think I do get to one more Icy Wind. Yeah, I'm going to be able to get to one more Icy Wind, so we get it. But they're going to load up on a ton of energy. And basically, 2 Dynamic Punches is going to take us out. Plus, he still has the Armored Mewtwo in the back. So we're going to come in, go for the Hydro Cannon right here for the Shield Bait, because the Earthquake is the move that he needs to worry about. And we do get the shield, which is great. I'm expecting his swap, which he does. Now I'm going to build up a little bit extra energy, go for the Earthquake right here. Because I have to in order to finish it off. Hydro Cannon wouldn't from this range. And we actually don't finish him off. We do with the Mud Shot damage as well. And then we're going to try to go for the Earthquake. And we were 1 Mud Shot away from Earthquake right there. So, yeah, that just goes to show that, mastery with Alakazam is definitely going to be required. I think there's upward potential with Alakazam in the Ultra League, but you got to be on point with your swaps, with your choices and everything. So a lot of experience is going to be needed for the Ultra League, so there is some potential. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We ended up going 1-4, which is really sad, but like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.